Okay, what is going on, everybody? RogersBase here with my live reaction and review of One Piece Manga Chapter 1047. It's been a couple days since the last video. I guess for me it feels like it's been longer than it probably was for you because I just did a Q&A video midway through the week, but I've been working on a bunch of stuff that's going to be going up next week. Next week in terms of videos, yo, like I got a lot of stuff going on. I got like 4 different videos going up next week, so it's going to be a good time. Happy to see so many of you here. Apparently the chapter is slightly delayed on Viz, so while I'm opening up these other tabs, I'm going to run my Alienware ad. But thank you guys, everybody, for being here early. I'm just going to get all that stuff set up, and of course, massive thank you to Alienware already. If you've been watching the other One Piece streams over the course of the past month, well, you'll hear it in the ad read, so give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. 1 second. Hey, what's going on, everybody? RogersBase here, and if you've been watching my One Piece videos this month, then you already know that I've been blessed all April long by my friends over at Alienware, because not only did they choose to sponsor every single one of my One Piece streams this month, they also sent over a full stream refresh. I've got my new desktop now. I've got my amazing new monitor that literally just arrived. Look at how huge this is. It literally can't even fit on the screen. I would have to step out of the frame to show you how big this thing is. And on top of all of that, they sent over the absolutely amazing, ultimate little sleek gaming machine. This is my favorite laptop now of all time. I adore this. I've been using it so much. The Alienware X14 Ultimate Gaming Laptop. I have played so much Final Fantasy XIV on this thing. I have been editing videos on it. Not only is it super sleek, I could just throw it in my new Alienware backpack that they also sent me too and go wherever I want to go, but it's powered by that NVIDIA GPU with Power Boost 2.0 technology and those DLSS features that boost frame rate and make the visuals of any game that I'm playing look super crisp. And not only that, but the screen on my X14 and on my new laptop are powered by that NVIDIA G-Sync Ultimate technology that delivers lifelike HDR, stunning contrast, cinematic color, and the ultra low latency gameplay that I've come to expect from all of my Alienware machines. Once again, massive, could not be bigger thank you to Alienware for sponsoring my videos and sending over all this amazing new tech. I cannot wait to make some content. And speaking of making content, let's get right into my live reaction review for One Piece Manga Chapter 1047. All right, there we go. Everything's squared away now. Apparently the chapter is now up on Viz. For some reason it wasn't showing up in the app, but it's also on Manga Plus now. So I don't want to deal with any issues. I want to get right into it. I see it on Manga Plus, so we're going to be reading it on Manga Plus, which is also the official release anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And the first thing I'm looking at on the One Piece 1047 color page right here is Nico Robin in a bikini. So we are kicking things off right this week. Beautiful color spread of all the Straw Hats in a tropical setting. It looks like they're having a barbecue. Jinbei's laying down, getting some sun. You got Brook there. Nami's reading. She's chilling on the hammock. You got Chopper looking down. Interesting that Momonosuke's there. Very interesting that Momonosuke's there. Where's Yamato is the question then. If Momonosuke's there, where's Yamato? But okay, interesting. You got Frankie wearing what appears to be a Germa haircut on the back of the giant dragon Momonosuke as well. Sanji with a bunch of hot dogs, and Robin, like I said, front and center, looking beautiful as ever. I like the design of her outfit. I like the hat. Very cute. Also, I like the fact that her sun hat kind of looks like the silhouette of a straw hat as well, too. I think it's a nice touch. I see you, Oda. I see what you're doing there. She's also got like the shadows coming from the palm trees. I also didn't realize Luffy's hanging off the bottom of the hammock. Really cute. Really cute. Yeah, I love this. Wow, this is going to look really nice in the next color spread art book. When is the next one of those coming out? The next one of the color spread things? Because Lion, I think, was the most recent one, right? Or am I confusing them? I know I imported the most recent one, so we'll see. Momo for Straw Hat confirmed? Well, you know, hold on. Just wait a minute. Let's not get let's not get that excited. Let's not do that yet. We're just starting the chapter. Wait a minute. Okay? Don't get too excited, Star Fox. All right. Also, I may or may not have bet my channel in a previous video on Yamato leaving with the Straw Hats at the end of Wano Country. So if that doesn't end up happening and it's just Momo, I might be in trouble. I might be in trouble. All right, so let's get started with my live reaction to 1047. Thank you all for being here once again. Okay, so Yamato screaming, "You could do it, Momonosuke! Make those flame clouds!" And Momonosuke saying, "It's not that easy. I can't do it. They won't appear." And you got the little poofs coming out of his hand. I can't do it. 1047, the sky over the capital. Momonosuke, go with Kinemon and the others, and when you reach the future 20 years from now, you must rebuild the strength of the Kozuki clan. And he's thinking back, but I can't! Mom, I can't do it! You and Hiyori, come with me, mother. Lord Momonosuke? This is the hardest of all for your lady mother. This is the land of samurai, a place where shame is as heavy as life itself. And if a man argues with the grave decision that a woman summoned all her courage to make, he does nothing but shame her. And he's going, but I am a child. If you forgive me for saying so, in the wake of Lord Oden's passing, you are not just a child anymore. If I may speak freely, will you give us another chance to fight? If our lives are only going to be given over to the flames, then we would we would prefer to perish for our liege with blades in hand. Will you allow us to die as samurai? So this is obviously right before all the scabbards are going into the future. And Momo's going with them. Momonosuke, and he's rubbing his eyes. You see the rubble falling. Toki, mother. Ooh, that's a good shot. Momonosuke looking at the camera, crying, saying, I'm ready, mother. I will go. Good. She's about to do it. I hope we get to see it. But unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to, because it looks like the flashback is already fading out back into present time. But I actually really would love to see what the time fruit that's all, folks. I don't know what the heck. My tongue just had a stroke there. What I was planning on saying was that the flashback, we're coming out of the flashback, obviously, right? And we haven't seen what the actual powers of time fruit look like, right? Like if they do look different, if there's like a room, for example, similar to Law, is there a time room, or does she open up portals? Like, I kind of want to see that. And if we have seen things, I've forgotten them. So I want to see what that power looks like. But during this chapter, which is okay. Okay, I'm failing. My mother. Okay. Whoa, that's a nice transition too. I scrolled down the page. You get Momonosuke looking at the camera, transition into dragon adult Momonosuke, still crying. Good shot. All right, stop. Don't go to the capital. Don't go that way. And you've got the thunderclouds going again. Meanwhile, more of Kaido and Luffy. So you grab the lightning, huh? Whoa, preposterous. Gum lightning, grabbing the thunderbolts, throwing it back down on the Kaido. You know this is going to look incredible in the anime. Oh, speaking, by the way, hold on, wait. I should bring this up right now because we're early enough in the video. Speaking of the One Piece anime, everybody has told me to watch One Piece anime episode 1015. But I was already planning on doing that. Because if you've been watching the Spy Family live reactions on Twitch, then you would know for the next, well, probably throughout the entirety of the Spy Family season, we are also going to be reacting to the newest episodes of the One Piece anime, which just happens to be all the good roof piece stuff. Did I do that on purpose? Or did I do it because Rob Harley randomly brought up, maybe you should be watching the latest One Piece episodes? I don't really know. Only those of you that were at the stream know the truth. But at the end of the day, we are watching One Piece anime episode 1015 right after the stream. So what's going to happen, we're going to finish up the stream like normal. We're doing our live reaction, we're doing the review, we're going to do theory discussions, and then we're going to move over to Twitch and we're going to do a full live reaction of that episode as well, because it's been requested by so many of you. And of course, well, we'll see. I'm going to play it by ear. I don't want to promise anything else, but we'll see. So come through after this stream is over, twitch.tv/RogersBase. Okay. Here we go. Gum lightning. Luffy throwing the lightning down. Kaido attacking back. You see the swish. Play all the games you want. But, and Luffy's going flying. That's also a really cool shot of him upside down looking at Kaido. He's swinging around the lightning bolt like a pole? What is this? Abilities alone can't conquer the world. Gum gum. And meanwhile, Kaido's, boom, slamming down on top of Luffy. The world is convenient in that way. You see, Roger didn't have any fruit powers. Okay, good. Tell me more. Something about hockey, tell me more. The world is convenient in that way. Roger didn't have any fruit powers. Good. No more theories about what Roger's devil fruit was or if Roger had a devil fruit. Good. I think most of us assumed this at this point, so this isn't too much of a shock. But I'm happy to finally see it spelled out unequivocally 1,047 chapters later. Good. Meanwhile, Kaido slamming down. So the world's convenient that way. Roger didn't have any devil fruit powers because only Haki can transcend all. And he slams Luffy into the ground. The ground is still bending. Luffy's popping back up. Yo. That is a really cool looking shot. Also, Kaido looks absolutely terrifying here in that shot where he's saying because only Haki. It's like he's got a weird looking nose. His dragon face is all deformed. Destroyer of Death, Thunder Bagua. Arms looking meaty right now too. Look at this. It's looking like Kaido stole Oruge's fruit with those massive arms. Look at that. With all the scales hanging down him too. You got the change around his belt. Destroyer of Death, Thunder Bagua. I don't know why I can't speak today. Slamming into Luffy. Luffy's got even Looney Tunes bumps on his head with little Tweety birds flying around. Dizzy eyes. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I thought I saw Kaido. I did see Kaido. Boom. Grabbing him by his chest. Yo. He's looking down like, what the heck is happening to me? Skin's being pulled. Let go of me. Let go of me. And his wacky waving inflatable arm is flying all around. Slamming down onto it with his club. It's not working. You're only telling me where to find you. Dragon Twister. Demolition Gust. Alright, so he's using some of Robin's up B from Smash Brothers. Shooting some air blasts at him. You still have a weakness to cutting attacks, I presume. He's getting sliced up. Looks like he's bleeding. Send them off to the deceased. And there they go. Let the sky boats fly. Keep her steady. So this is all the people at the Fire Festival singing. Meanwhile, Luffy's getting cut up by these wind attacks. Keep her steady. Keep her steady. The festival is coming to an end, and tomorrow we'll be worked like slaves again. I hope I get to live another year. And everyone's still cheering, letting off their lanterns at the festival. Got the old Jameson lady there. Toko's still laughing, looking up. Keep her steady. Find the way to daddy. Oh, man. Oh, that's kind of brutal. And Hitetsu looking up too when Otoko says that. Find the way to daddy. Think of poor Yasu. Let go of me. Come down here, Straw Hat. Meanwhile, you've got like a silhouette version of Luffy inside the Thunderbolt too. Getting fried up. Okay. Interesting. Inside the Skull Dome. Are you alright, Boss Hyogoro? It seems that Onigashima is in danger of falling. That just means we're pressuring Kaido, Old Man Hyo's saying as he's laying down. Then tell me, which would you prefer? If the Straw Hat fellow defeats Kaido, we will all fall to our deaths. But if we survive, it means Kaido's won. Really? Is that supposed to be a debate? I've got children back in Hakumai, and my wife is in Ringo. If we win this battle, I'll rest assured they can live a good life. And how wonderful that would be. We'll have a country we can be proud of again. So go ahead, Straw Hat. Crush Kaido. And don't worry about us. And Kid is laying there like, I don't care about this island. He's laying there grinning like, oh. Are you all insane, samurai? Every last one of us is gonna die. And old man Hyo, he's got his glasses looking up saying, and what's wrong with that? I mean, they're ready. They've been ready for years at this point. If it means that Kaido's going down, they're happy about it. So that's also not a huge surprise to me. But it's nice to see their resolve hardened. They're saying right now, look, no matter what happens, so long as Kaido loses and we win, if I go down and my family's safe, I'm good. Very nice. Again, Kid doesn't necessarily seem to agree with that. He's gritting and baring his teeth, but... Alright, the castle basement. And Usopp's running along with Giraffe Boy. I don't want to die! I don't want to die! I refuse to die! Not me! I'm gonna leave no matter what it takes! Meanwhile, he's been flooded by the water from Jinbei. Jinbei and Raizo and Zunisha. And they're getting washed away. Treasure repository, second floor. Oh, the burning Orochi? There, it's out. Some vibration jarred the sea prism stone nail loose. So at the very least, I can take you down with me. Oh, he's got his last head and he's transformed in his dragon form while he's burning up. This actually looks really cool. Are you watching, Oden? I'm taking your precious daughter to hell with me. Okay, and Hiyori, looking kind of scared. I'm sure that's going to look awesome too. The giant flame-covered Orochi transformed as he's burning to death, swearing revenge against Komurasaki. That's going to look nice in anime too. All right, here we go. Momo. Luffy. What? What? Oh, and Luffy's got another gigantic fist coming down from the sky, going back into his giant form. Momo, I am going to put an end to all of this. He's holding down. This is truly an incredible shot. This right here is an incredible shot. Luffy, you see him tiny in the middle of the screen. Long arms stretched out all the way down, wrapping around Kaido, grabbing onto his skin. And on the other arm, this enormous, giant-sized fist covered in haki, because Kaido just told him haki transcends all. He's like, good, thank you for telling me how to beat you. He's like, look, okay, great. Giant haki-infused fists. I'm going to put an end to all this. And I guess Luffy probably figures, look, if I'm infusing my haki onto this giant fist, and Luffy's been training his haki throughout the course of this story arc to punch through the scales, he's probably got this. I believe him. At the very least, he's going to knock him out. I'm going to put an end to all this. Here we go, Luffy. But Onigashima is in the way. So move it, Momo. Do it. And Yamato's looking up. He's going to punch right through the island. Luffy, don't. Do it, Momo. I believe in you. He's like, I'm not pulling this punch. You better move the island, Momo. All right? One way or another, I'm taking Kaido down. You better move it. This is your motivation. Come on. Awesome, awesome, expressive face on Luffy, too, on that last panel. And Momo's like, what? You can't do this to me? But then, oh, that is really cool. You see Kaido looking up, too. Like, damn, this really is going to be it for me. To be continued. Unfortunately, I know One Piece is going on break. I know it's going on break until May 8th, unfortunately. But there we go. One Piece manga chapter 1047 and The Sky Over the Capital. Really fun one. Really, really fun one this week. I liked this. It's fun. We got a little bit of everything in this one, but in a good way. Here, I guess review time real quick. Review time. One sec. Microphone's going up. Here we go. Boom. Okay. Review time. I think some people, not me, to be honest with you, not me this week, but I could see some people being upset that the chapter was dragging a little bit. But actually, I think the one scene that I would assume most people probably were complaining about, I'll have to go back and watch other people's reactions to this, was probably the scene in the middle with Old Man Hyo. And people probably saying, like, we didn't really necessarily need it. But I actually liked that scene. I think we've been getting a lot of inserts of the scenes with the Yakuza and the Samurai, and even like last week or 2 weeks ago, I don't even remember, they're all kind of blending together. Well, we got that scene with Apu and the numbers as well. I think there has been a lot of, not necessarily filler, but there's been a lot of stuff that does genuinely feel like padding in some of these other chapters. I think, 1044 and those other recent ones where it was just Luffy and Kaido, I think were so good that we got kind of spoiled, that when we were then jumping back between the other characters to see what was going on with them, at least to me, in the other chapters, it felt a little bit like padding. And I brought that up during my review of those chapters too. This doesn't. This actually feels really good. This feels like what we need to see before that final punch, where not only are you seeing the people at the Fire Festival and their desperation, they're still really happy about the fact that it's still the Fire Festival, they're partying, but at the end of the day, they're like, look, tomorrow we're going back to being slaves for Kaido. So we need to enjoy tonight because tomorrow it's all over. Juxtaposed, right, with that silhouette of Luffy in the sky within the lightning, where Otoko was saying, I hope you'll find your way, you'll find the way to Daddy. And then thinking about like liberation and what it means to die, and what Nika is, and how he's freed people over the years, and Luffy being Nika, and pairing that with this final attack against Kaido, while Kaido is explaining to Luffy that Roger didn't have a double fruit power, so Haki transcends everything, and then Luffy getting the idea for the end of the chapter, look, I'm gonna coat this giant punch in Haki, but Momo's gotta get the island out of the way, paired with Momo having these internal and thinking back to that moment right before he got sent to the future. I actually think this was really nicely laid out. I think this is a really nicely laid out chapter. And then even, I don't even mind that little thing with Orochi in it, because I feel like that's good to see this last shot of Orochi, seeing that he's transforming one more time, because I do think we could get a moment still where somehow, some way, sword gets in Hiyori's hand, or Denjiro shows up, or something, and that final head is getting sliced off. So I kind of like this, because it wouldn't have looked the same if little burning Orochi is sitting there whining and crying, right? And then Denjiro comes in and takes off the last head, as it would be for Denjiro to come in a really cool panel in the next couple chapters or so of a burning Orochi in his form, his snake form, and then Denjiro slicing down the last head. I think that'll make for a cooler visual, so I get why Oda's setting that up. I like that a lot. I do. I'd say, you know what, the only scene in this chapter I feel like we didn't need necessarily is, and it's brief, it's real brief, but I would say the scene with Usopp saying he doesn't want to die. Getting more of that. Because, like, look, in that situation I'd be Usopp. I also would not want to die. But, at the same time, I also feel like Usopp has come so far as a character, and I do feel like there are moments where Oda doesn't necessarily forget the growth that Usopp's gone through, but I think finds it easier for the purposes of the story to regress Usopp back into his cowardly pre-time skip, even early post-time skip form. You know what I mean? Like, Usopp's been through a lot at this point now. He's been through Dressrosa and the growth in Dressrosa and Zoe, and I don't know. I don't necessarily love when he goes back to the cowardly thing in moments like this where we don't necessarily need it. Like, I think that specific scene didn't add anything to this chapter, because Usopp saying he doesn't want to die here is something I think most of us probably could have alluded to or assumed, right? And it doesn't add anything to Old Man Hyo and the samurai talking about, how important this is to them to actually beat Kaido. And I understand it's there for a gag reaction. I understand it. I get why it was there. I'm just saying I didn't like it. You can disagree with me, that's fine. I'm just saying personally I didn't like that Usopp thing. Otherwise, I think the chapter was actually really good. I think this is a really excellent one. I liked that final shot of Luffy. I actually liked the scene with the samurai and Old Man Hyo. I liked the parallels with Nika. I like Otoko looking up in the sky. I like that fight between Kaido. I like Kaido bringing up that thing about Roger. And I also really like that Destroyer of Death shot from Kaido as well. the Destroyer of Death Thunder Bagua, where you've got his giant arms in the front. I mean, Kaido really looks terrifying this chapter. Kaido always looks terrifying just because of the nature of his devil fruit and what he looks like as a character. But I feel like Oda went out of his way to really make him look like muscular and scary during this, and deformed even. Like there's certain scenes where you see Kaido's face and his reaction to certain things that are being said. And he's got almost like a pig nose and these weird giant dragon fangs. He just looks awesome, man. It looks really cool. Meanwhile, you still have Luffy doing his funny, goofy Luffy Tune stuff with like the Tweety birds around his head. But Luffy's obviously still fighting and doing a great job against this. So I enjoyed this a lot. I really like this one a lot. One Piece 1047, well done, Oda, well done. Honestly, I'm a little sad that we're not getting a chapter next week. I do. I think there's an underlying theme here of the samurais wanting an honorable death, but Usopp is the opposite. And while he's saying life is valuable, he always displays cowardice. Oh, totally. I mean, again, I understand why he put it there. I get why he put it there. I'm just saying I don't like it. I understand totally why he put it there, though. I do. Yeah. I think Oda's planning something here for Usopp, if you remember the conversation between Usopp and the samurai. See, that'll make me love this scene. If in the next couple scenes Usopp does something really cool, I'll love it. I'll love it. I'll go back and love it. But at the time being right now, because I think Usopp of the main Straw Hat characters has probably done the least during Wano Country at this point. You know what? I'm gonna look on the bright side. You know what, chat? You're turning me around on this. This doesn't normally happen as I'm reading the chapter, but you're turning me around on this. If this is setting up for a really good moment for Usopp in the next couple chapters, no issues whatsoever. No issues with that whatsoever. But if it's meant to just be the opposite reaction of the samurai, to show how the samurais think about dying in Usopp, then again, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. Only because we've seen Usopp grow over the course of post-time skip. We know what Usopp's goal is in the story, right? We know what his goal is. He wants to be a legend. He wants to have all these followers. He kind of already achieved that with God Usopp. But he's gonna, I think Usopp, of any of the characters of the main Straw Hat crew, the way it's being set up in the story, I think, is the most likely to die by the end of the series. I'm not saying he will, but I'm saying I think he is the most likely to, because he could sacrifice himself in a legendary moment towards the end of the story, right? And, you know, these samurai are maybe the inspiration for that, but we'll see, we'll see. Exactly. Usopp already talked about wanting to live and versus dying an honorable death in battle. Right. But I think he's growing. We'll see. We'll see. Enough about that. It was such a minor thing about the chapter that I don't want it to take away from my overall thoughts, because I do actually really like this one this week. And I find no interest in debating it back and forth anymore. So we're good with that. Other than the Usopp thing, I really like this chapter. I think it was great. Luffy looking down, going to punch right through the island. Yamato. Yeah, and that final shot with Momo, I think, is really good. All right. Well, excellent. There we go. Real quick, before I start getting the theories and super chats and things like this, I want to see what James did for the thumbnail. How ironic and funny would it be if James actually drew Usopp? I don't think he did, though. Let's see. Oh, this is beautiful. Wait a minute. Let me move this over. Let me adjust this. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh, James, I love this. I love this, buddy. Look at this. Good work there. I also probably would have said to go with the Momo face, because that was a pretty iconic moment of the chapter, and we've been doing a lot of Luffy thumbnails. I like this a lot, and I love that he did both. That you've got the grown-up Momo in the background paralleling the with tears in his eyes and snot coming down his nose. Beautiful. I have yet to be disappointed once by James. I have yet to be disappointed once. I also really love the colors here too, because we got the sakura blossoms going on in Japan right now, and you've got the pink Momo and the pink dragon. Really beautiful stuff. That almost looks like something that Oda drew. That shot of Momo. Like, that's almost one-to-one. That looks really nice. even the detail, like where he's all messed up and scarred, and you got the adult Momo in the back. And obviously, all of this does come down to Momo at the end of the chapter, right? Where if Momo does not get the island out of the way, then everybody dies. So, really, really nice stuff. Yeah, James doing great work as per usual. On the topic of Momo, by the way, too, we have Kay in the chat saying, Momo's flashback really made me emotional this week. First time I really felt empathy for Momo, to be honest. Really? This is the first time? This chapter? Really? I feel like I could think of quite a few moments where I really felt bad for Momo. I think back to that moment, too, like in Zou, before Momo and Luffy were talking to Zunisha. I think that was the first moment I really started to like Momonosuke. I always thought Momonosuke was goofy, but I didn't particularly like him until Zou. And then, I don't know, I felt for Momo in the early part of Wano Country, too. Before he knew about Hiyori and thinking about his sister and where he was training in the woods. I liked that as well. I like Momo as a character. Honestly, I guess we didn't even really talk about that in the review, but that is something I do feel like I should bring up because it got brought up in the very beginning when we were going over the color spread. I would not hate if Momo joins the crew. I actually would be very happy about that. I think the addition of a cabin boy, I still think it's got to be Momo and Yamato if Momo is going to come, because I don't see a world in which Yamato leaves Momo's side at this point. And obviously Yamato has already said on multiple occasions, I want to leave and go sail the seas with Luffy and the Straw Hats. I want to be like Oden. So we know that is already Yamato's goal, to eventually leave at the end of Wano Country. But now that you're getting the tie between them and Yamato's been side by side with Momo, with the island, I do kind of feel like Momo's going to leave with them too. I do feel like it'll be both. And that maybe the country is going to be left in the hands of Hiyori and the other samurai, and they can watch over things while Momo and Yamato are with them. But I really like this a lot, yeah. Not only do I like this, but I also like where the story is taking Momonosuke. I do. Yeah. Chat's also saying I didn't really like him at all in the beginning. Yeah, I think a lot of people really didn't like that. But like Aaron talked about, I think we sort of got a transition from Momo. Well, he grew up in front of our eyes, right? He went from a kid into being an adult dragon, but I think by the end of Wano Country, we'll see him as a man, right? We'll see him as Oden. I still stand by what I've been saying for weeks, that you're going to get Onigashima directly above or close to the Fire Festival, in plain view of everybody, and it's going to end with Momo holding up Onigashima in his Oden form, right? Looking like Oden in his regular human form, holding up Onigashima with the flame clouds all around it, so it's going to look like the boiling water and stuff with the scabbards. That's what I think it's going to be. I think it really is going to be adult Momo looking like Oden, holding up Onigashima with the flame clouds, very last minute in plain view of everybody at the Fire Festival, and they go, oh my god, Lady Toki's thing actually came true. That is my idea. But I think a lot of people also agree with me on that. I think, yeah. Hecubus says, what if Momo's flame clouds look like the sky lanterns when he finally makes them? That could be cool as well. Hybrid Momo would also be awesome. Seeing Oden looking like a dragon would be actually kind of sick. All right, let's go back to this real quick. Let us get into some donations, because we got some pretty interesting donations and memberships this week. First off, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much to Kami for becoming a member, saying episode 1015 was goated. Megumi, once again, showing your expertise through these shots and transitions. They were clean. Excited for you to watch it. Good morning, Roger. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Nakama, thanks for being here. Thank you to Meister for becoming a member. Nakama. Thank you to Frank Queseron for donating, saying actually managed to get into one of these live again. Love you, Roger. Thank you very much, Frank. Thank you. I'm saying, do you think we are going to have Hiyori versus Orochi, or do you think Yamato will help or somebody else? We talked about this during my review and during my reaction. I think Denjiro's showing up at this point. You know, Denjiro's kind of become a meme at this point in the story where we're like, where is Denjiro? I think Denjiro is coming in to kill Orochi. I do. Yeah, I think Denjiro's coming in to kill Orochi. Or is going to help Hiyori or something. But I think that's where, especially because Denjiro, Hiyori, and Orochi's stories are so closely tied to the beginning of this story arc that it would be very surprising to me if Denjiro didn't show his face by the end of that. So, yeah. Dodoli became a member and said, are you going to be on a certain podcast soon? I could tell you both. If you're talking about RTTV, I'm going to be on that on Friday. If you're talking about One Piece podcast, I'm going to be on that, I think, on May 5th. So, yes to both. I'm going to be on certain podcasts within the next 2 weeks. So, yes, indeed. Look forward to it. Nakama, thank you very much. Van Lee became a member. Thank you, Van Lee. Nakama. We got Monkey Thief becoming a member as well for 2 months, saying Kaido and Orochi have to go down at the same time. Do they? I think Orochi can kind of go down first. I think we could see Denjiro go down and then see Kaido go down. Or the same chapter, maybe. But I don't necessarily need to see like a split panel of Kaido. In fact, I don't want that. I don't want Kaido's defeat to be shared with Orochi. I want Orochi's defeat to be separate before Kaido and then finally Kaido. So I don't really want that. Wendy said, Luffy was grabbing lightning, so instead of Pikachu, he's Nikachu. That's cute. Cute. Oh, Kay just became a member as well. Became a Mammoth Boy. Thank you very much, Kay Nakama. Thank you, Kay-Goo. Thank you very much. Sean donating, saying Luffy literally just said, and here comes the giant fist. Coming on in. Very cool. Oh, hold on. We just got a bunch of other donations. Wait, real quick. Hold on. Oh, this one comes from Isla. Hey, what's going on? My bartender buddy, Nakama from Paris. $50 donation. Thank you very much. Very generous of you. Appreciate that. Saying, question for the G5, the Joy Boy state, Luffy's spirit should be between happiness and fighting spirit, right? Oh, so in reference to Gear 5, his Joy Boy state. All right. His spirit should be between happiness and fighting spirit, right? Well, obviously, Luffy is having fun with Kaido. Will he be able to awaken versus Akainu filled with anger? Oh, I get what you're saying here. I understand what you're saying here. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Of course he will. Because I think once he's actually able to understand that he could go into Gear 5 and utilize his awakening, he'll be able to do it for the rest of the story. I don't really think it's going to be that deep when we get an eventual fight with Akainu. I don't think it's going to be that he has to have fun fighting Akainu. But then at the end of the day, he might have fun punching the face of the guy that killed his brother. But I don't think he's going to be looking at it like that. I also am not, and this is maybe controversial to say, and maybe not a lot of people would agree with me, but I'm going to get it out there right now. I think there is a slight possibility, and I am tempering my expectations, that Luffy potentially doesn't even fight Akainu by the end of the series, and that Sabo is the one to fight Akainu, carrying on the will of Ace with his Devil Fruit and overcoming the weakness of the Devil Fruit and Akainu's Fire Fruit being stronger. Why can't I speak today? Akainu's Magma Fruit being a stronger Fire Fruit and being able to take over the Fire Fruit. So I do think there is a possibility that Sabo's the one to fight Akainu and Luffy doesn't get that fight. Or Luffy leaves it to Sabo, that it starts, and then amidst this final war, a bunch of stuff is happening, and Luffy has bigger fish to fry, and he says, Sabo, I leave it to you. But I could see a possibility in which Luffy does not fight Akainu. But I do understand what you were saying with that donation, Isla. So thank you very much for that, and I hope I sufficiently answered your question. So Nakama, thank you. Gabe D. Champ just said, I hope you're having a great day. It literally just started, and I'm having a good day talking to you. So, indeed, I don't think this is the end of the fight. Oda literally said that Luffy won't beat Kaido with just a big punch. Well, he might have also been joking. Oda's been known to lie on multiple times over the course of One Piece, so who knows? And maybe he's already setting it up there with the hockey. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. At this point, I'm just excited to see what that final attack is going to be. I really am. I'm excited to see what that final attack is going to be. And if this is the final attack, I'd be happy about it. I would be. Because he's going all in. He's telling Momo, look, you got to move the island, otherwise I'm going to destroy it right now. And he's still holding on to Kaido. So then that way Momo can move the island out of the way. Luffy can punch down onto Kaido, throw him into the water, and that's that. But I don't know. then again, Kaido won't be stopped by going in the water. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We also don't know what else Luffy can do with his devil fruit powers. If he's got the most ridiculous power in the world, I don't know. Maybe he could make sonic bubbles. I can't believe I'm even saying that. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. But, like, maybe he can make Sonic the Hedgehog-esque bubbles and just breathe underwater and fight Kaido in the bubble underwater or something as Onigashima moved out of the way. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I'm going to leave it to Oda. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to throw things out there. All right. Straff Zero donated and also became a member and said 2-year hype. What's going on? Thank you very much, Straff. Appreciate that. Thank you. Member for 2 years. That's incredible. Mike Moore upgraded to the Pro Heroes. Mike Nakama. Thank you, Mike Moore. Noah becoming a member again, saying fun chapter again, and now we wait for the next one. Thank you. Zebek donated and said, since the myth of the Hydra involves burning the neck when it's severed, I do think this beheading will finally stick for Orochi. Yeah, I agree with you. And on that topic, Vanitas is coming through with the donation, saying Denjiro's face is going to go back to normal after killing Orochi, and the first thing Hiyori will do when reuniting with Momo is drop kick him again. You might not be wrong. You might not be wrong. I like that idea that Denjiro's face would go back to normal after killing Orochi, though. I don't think that's going to happen necessarily, but I'd be cool with that. I would like that a lot. Aravind just became a member. Aravind Varma, thank you very much. Nakama. Frank Caserone became a member as well, saying, I agree. I don't necessarily like the idea of just Luffy versus Akainu. Yeah, I think Sabo, it'd be cool to see Sabo actually do some damage to him. I'd also love to see Sabo punch a hole through the middle of Akainu in the same way that Akainu punched a hole in the middle of Ace. And maybe that goes back to what Kaido was saying during this, right? That hockey surpasses all. So maybe Sabo utilizes some cool hockey attack and punches through Akainu. That'd be neat, actually. I would love to see that. I also kind of like the idea that Akainu drowns and becomes an island, and his magma hardens and becomes the base for the new Marine Ford later on in the story. I don't know. Whole bunch of different ideas. Quantum Pineapple came through, donated and said, it feels like the Katakuri fight where every 5 hits Kaido does, Luffy gets in 1. Every Gear 5th attack doesn't seem to do a lot of damage compared to Kaido, but I know Kaido is waning still, but still, I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying with that, yeah. That every attack doesn't seem to do a lot of damage, but the attacks that Luffy is landing are attacks that are impactful. Right? Like, Kaido might be getting more small attacks in, but at the end of the day, Luffy is doing ridiculous, shocking things to Kaido that are maybe doing more damage overall, right? It's the difference between doing, like, water gun every move and steadily doing damage versus using Calm Mind and then Hydro Pump. It's different. I know my Pokemon fans out there know what I'm talking about, but it's different. Big damage in a few hits, or little damage over time. Mike Mancool donated and said, Luffy can hear the voice of all things, but in this Nika form, perhaps he can hear a hope in general, and that's what ends up giving him the power. I do find it interesting that the shots of the Fire Festival are paired with Kaido and Luffy's fight. Totally. Well, and we talked about this a little bit too, right? With his Nika silhouette in the Lightning, right? That we got a little bit of that with Otoko mentioning, I hope you find Daddy. I think you're meant to make that connection there. I do. Because that's what Nika's myth is, right? The sun god Nika, the one that would free the people. So at the end of the day, it's still, even if Momo is the one who's going to be moving the island and saving the people, Luffy is still Nika, right? Joshua, member for 49 months, saying been subbed since 10K. It's been a wild ride so far. Looking forward to many, many more years with you. Thank you, Joshua. Appreciate that. Nakama. Rob Diculous became a member, saying can't wait for the anime reaction later. And P Jordan 182 became a member for the first time. Nakama. Thank you. RPG Genius became a member for 14 months, saying, great chapter. It'd be awesome if Momo used the paper lanterns from Wano to make flame clouds to save the folks from a busted Onigashima. We talked about that earlier as well, the flame clouds and the lanterns. So I also agree. I think that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. And Frank Caserone donated again and said, I want Sabo to make Akainu eat his words. Talking about when Akainu compared Ace's fire with his magma. Exactly. Exactly. Mimsy in the chat said, man, that Akainu theory is wild. The idea that he's going to punch through him utilizing the hockey and make a hole in him. I love it. I love that. Everything I've talked about over the course of my discussions with Akainu and his future fights, dating back to like 30 chapters ago, ultimately does come back to me wanting Akainu to be the one to drown. That he drowns so that the magma hardens and becomes the base for the new Marineford. I've been saying that for years now, but who's to say that we couldn't also have that great moment with Sabo punching through him, utilizing hockey, paralleling what happened with Ace? I think that would be great. I really think that would be awesome. I think we can get both. We live in a world where we can get both. It's like the little meme with the little girl who's like, why not both? That's what I want. That's what I want. Kidlet brings up in the chat saying that the people believe that a god saved them and it will live on as legend. But I actually think that legend can be paired with the thing with Odin as well, right? Where the people of Wano will see the silhouette of Nika in the sky and think, wow, Nika, the sun god Nika actually saved us, paired with, in the present, in the actual moment that they're able to see with their own eyes, that's not just up in the sky somewhere in a silhouette, they'll be able to see Odin, Momo, right, holding up Onigashima, paralleling Odin, thinking back to what Toki said, the scabbard's coming back, the night of the fire festival, it's all coming together. Yeah, you get the god that answered the people's wishes while at the same time getting the stuff with the samurai. I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's great. Well, I really do want to react to One Piece 1015. Everyone has said this is a really, really good episode, so I do want to react to it. So we're going to go to Twitch right now, twitch.tv/RogersBase. Mods, if you could put links to my Twitch channel in the chat, we're going to be hopping over to Twitch in just about 5 minutes to go watch the new One Piece episode, because I don't want to worry about copyright stuff while I'm streaming live, just because you guys know I went through a bunch of stuff with Solo Love Links. So we're going to go to Twitch right now and go watch One Piece Manga Chapter 1015. Thank you to everybody who was here right now. Thank you to everybody who tuned in during the live stream. Thank you to Jason Sublet for becoming a member at the end of the stream too. Nakama. And once again, massive, massive thank you to Alienware for coming through with the new stream setup. This is actually my last live stream. Well, technically it'll be the one that we're about to do on Twitch. But that one will be my last live stream on this old computer, because that new computer that they sent me is going to be hooked up by I was going to say next Sunday, it's not next Sunday, but 2 Sundays from now, it'll be all raring to go. So that's pretty exciting stuff. So thank you once again, Alienware. Thank you everybody for being here. We are going live on Twitch right now. Give me a brief second to make the thumbnail for this video, let this video render, and then we're going over to Twitch. But I'll start the stream over at Twitch so you guys can get in there and know that we're actually going to start watching it there. So twitch.tv/RogersBase. Also, go follow on Twitch, because we're about to hit 65K, which means we're starting Avatar next week, which is pretty exciting stuff. Avatar The Last Airbender. I'm starting it for the first time next week. Twitch.tv/RogersBase. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'll be back. Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody.